afternoon and welcome to a quite windswept and wet St. Loman's 3G Park here in Mullingar. We're delighted to say that this fixture has survived the weather. Now, whether I will, I'm standing up on top of a dugout here, so if I fall to my doom, send good wishes to my mum and dad, tell them I love them and all that. But listen, great to be here for this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 1A fixture. As you've probably heard, the Galway versus Mayo contest has been postponed. It was briefly going to the Connacht Centre of Excellence in Beacon, but has since been postponed. So huge game here this afternoon for both Westmeath and Donegal. Donegal, of course, started out last week with an excellent 3 points win over Galway at Ballybuffet. Westmeath, on the other hand, had a much tougher outing. They took on Mayo at the same Connacht Centre of Excellence in the Dome. Didn't go particularly well for them. We'll start by taking you through the teams here this afternoon, and there's a few changes from what's on your screen in front of you. We'll begin with the home side, Westmeath, and the changes start in goal, where Aoife Temple is unable to start. So it's actually corner forward Shannon Lyons who steps into the goalposts. Your full back line is Melek Fagan. Lucy Power of the Downs will provide a bit of experience into an otherwise relatively untested full back line, with Amy Alford in the left corner, a very bright prospect and somebody Michael Finnan believes an awful lot in her ability. Half back line, Ciara Blundell, number 5. Fiona Coyle anchors the defence at number 6, with Chloe Kelly of Tyrrell's Pass at number 7. Tracy Dillon captains the side from midfield, of course, centre back last year, and Niamh Nolan is alongside her, another very bright young prospect in the Lake County. The half forward line, number 10, Anna Jones, and there's another change at centre forward, where Anya Gaynor of Calry comes in to replace Lucy McCartan, who misses out through injuries. That's another significant blow. That means of the side that beat Wexford last year 4-21 to 6 points in the All-Ireland Intermediate final, just 6 of those players that started that game also start this afternoon. Kelly Boyce Jordan wing forward, and then there is scoring power in the inside forward line with Sarah Dillon in the corner, Donegal native Karen Hegarty playing at the edge of the square, and stepping in with Shannon Lyons going back into goals. Stepping in at top of the left is Clara Thornton of the Mullingar Shamrocks Club. Taking it through the Donegal side, and there's a couple of changes on the Donegal team as well. So on the side that last week had that 10 points to 7 win over Galway, and I'll take it through those. Roisin McCafferty still in goals, and the cornerbacks Shauna McFadden and Niamh Boyle are still the same, but at full back there's a switch with Catherine Boyle of St. Eunan's coming into the side there to replace Evelyn McGinley. The half back line, Niamh Carr and Tara Hegarty in the wings, and alongside very promising young prospect Fiona McMenamin. She was just drafted into the panel this year and has made a huge impact straight into the centre back position for the St. Eunan's club player. Midfield, of course, very experienced, talented pairing of Nicole McLaughlin and Roisin Rogers. Half forward line, Suzanne White of Killybegs. Niamh McLaughlin captains the side from centre forward, with Shelley Toohig named on left and the left wing. Last week she was in the corner. According to the programme, she's lined out on the left. We'll see when we get started here if that's how it goes. Inside forward line, Blonid McLaughlin on top of the right, Karen Guthrie at full forward, but there's a significant switch at top of the left. Geraldine McLaughlin does not line out today. Of course, for so long, one of the stars of Donegal, the stars of ladies football generally, is fair to say. 7 points last week in Ballybuffet. She doesn't play this afternoon, and it's Katie Long from the Glenfin club who comes in to replace her. Your referee for this afternoon will be Jeglon O'Carolan from the Killeavy club in Armagh. He's just taken the team sheets there now. We're waiting to get started. Breeze has actually chilled down a little bit. We've had a few very, very heavy showers of rain. Obviously, on the 3G surface, the rain won't make any difference, or the rain on the ground won't make any difference. It's just a question of will it affect the play if it continues, and of course not dismissing the fact that will it blow our camera over or anything like that, which obviously might interfere with the stream slightly, but hopefully we'll be able to keep going, and Storm Eunice will be slightly more accommodating. Of course, the men's game down the road at TEG Cusack Park between Westmeath and Longford, that was called off, so the playing surface was huge here. I see Michael Finnan just handing another note to be given to the referee, so whether that means another late switch remains to be seen. The wind looks like it's blowing down the ground, and if they're lining out as I see here, it looks like it's actually going to be Westmeath that will play with the wind in the first half. And I see Ciara Blundell moving up into the half forward line. She obviously would be well experienced and well able to play in that particular position. So she's gone up to line out on right half forward. I see that again, Clara Thornton is gone to centre forward. The far wing looks like it is Kelly Boyce Jordan. Karen Hegarty is in the full forward position, absolutely, with Sarah Dillon beside her. We'll just ascertain at midfield. Anya Gaynor dropping back into midfield. On the Donegal side, Karen Guthrie and Nicole McLaughlin have stepped in, but obviously we'll have to check out if that is just for the throw-in. So we're getting ready to get underway here. Declan Carlin having his last chat with the players on both sides. He's decided he's going to swap sides around. What exactly the benefit of that is, I'm not entirely sure, but that's what he's doing anyway. Last few instructions there coming in from the Donegal sideline. And we are underway here at St. Lomans, and the ball is up and we're ready to go. And straight away, Tracy Dillon attacks it, puts Westmeath on the attack straight away. Slightly misjudged in the Donegal backline. Niamh Boyle didn't get hang of it, but it ran straight through to Roisin McCafferty, and Donegal are able to work the ball out. Again, hand pass doesn't quite go to hand, a little bit sloppy here. Wind beginning to interfere a little bit, but that's deemed to be a foul on Niamh Boyle, and Donegal will get a chance to clear their lines. Shauna McFadden plays the ball across here. Donegal, of course, haven't really made the breakthrough that they would have hoped. There would have been a stage there when people would have said, when Dublin and Cork were the dominant sides, people would have maybe argued that Donegal and Galway were poised to make the breakthrough. I was there in Kingspan Breffni when Donegal took on Dublin that night. The really strange goal that came up off the upright and bounced in. But they just haven't made that breakthrough since. Powerful run there from Suzanne White. And referee Declan Carlin decides that no, there's no advantage coming there. It's going to be a free in to Donegal, and it's going to be a free on the arc. So yeah, Donegal definitely, they've been looking to make the breakthrough. It's a very, very impressive side. Opting to go short, Suzanne White going short with that free, exchanges passes with Niamh McLaughlin, and then ends up skewing the kick away wide. So that's not a particularly good execution there, but it probably gives an indication. I've no doubt that Suzanne, like every other player, she would have been out there testing her range with free kicks before the game to see what she can do with the wind, and that might be an indication of how strong the breeze is as that long kick out comes out from Shannon Lyons, but it breaks on the Donegal side. Niamh Carr picks it up, ball is being worked inside, chance for Niamh McLaughlin now, brings her centre back Fiona McMenamin into the play, ball hits the deck, but Donegal retain possession, trying to work this ball in here with Nicole McLaughlin with a good hand pass inside. It's a chance now for Karen Guthrie, high kick being hoisted up, but it looks like she's hooked that a little bit too much, and that's a second wide for Donegal. So two wides in quick succession, and again Shannon Lyons looking for distance on the kick out. Goes long, and again Donegal pick it up at midfield. Donegal bursting forward. Niamh McLaughlin with the ball in, but that's well intercepted, well read by Melech Fagan, and she wins the free out, and a chance for Westmeath to clear their lines as the rain begins to come down here. And but again, like I said, really it'll only affect the play from a handling point of view. Obviously no issue with the ground here or anything like that. Ball being chipped across now. Fiona Coyle takes possession, tries to carry it forward. Westmeath looking to put a bit of weight on the play. Ball being driven forward now by Ciara Blundell. Oh, that's a lovely high catch. Great hands from Anna Jones. Cuts inside. Anna Jones with the right-footed shot. Oh, she puts it off the post, but it was lovely work there by Anna Jones. Ciara Blundell came deep to win the ball, set the attack up with that really nice high catch. Got up well, showed her athleticism, won the ball, but just wasn't able to find the finish to deliver. So, short kick out being chipped out here, being picked up by Nicole McLaughlin. Worked out now, a first touch of the game. A first touch of the game for Catherine Boyle. Catherine Boyle looks to push off Sarah Dillon, and she gets the free out. Free backwards, as she chooses to play in this instance. Works it back towards Roisin Rogers, and they change the angle of the play and move it out towards the right hand wing here, with Niamh Boyle now playing it across. Again, Anna Jones goes over, tries to put a bit of pressure on the kick. She does put a bit of pressure on the kick. It's a loose ball, it's breaking there. Good low hand coming in from Kelly Boyce Jordan, but doesn't quite force the turnover. Donegal have possession again. Donegal have possession now with Niamh Carr. Again, it's all a little bit tight over on this side. There's acres of space out here on this near left wing. Ball still being worked through that right hand channel. Niamh McLaughlin with the long hand pass forward, looking for Karen Guthrie. Good hand in on the Westmeath side by Niamh Nolan. didn't really see a huge amount of infringement there, but Donegal still had possession, so I don't know that there was a huge advantage to them in the free. The ball had been played across. Blonid McLaughlin had a chance to take possession. There still would have been a bit of work to do to apply the finish, but there's a little work to do to apply the finish here as well. But good hand in from Niamh Nolan in the back line. Karen Guthrie, obviously very powerful centre forward, knows her positioning really, or full forward I should say, knows her positioning really well, makes great lines of running to come out and pick up possession. And sure enough, she did that, made a good run, gave a good option to Niamh McLaughlin at centre forward to play that ball in. As we wait for this free in to be played, Karen Guthrie now, ideal position for a left-footed kicker. But again, she opts to go short, looking for Niamh McLaughlin. The quick hand pass comes back. Guthrie has it at the second attempt. Low shot by Guthrie. Goal by Karen Guthrie. Lovely quick move. And just caught the Westmeath defence napping there. Crept that shot inside the near post. Lovely finish by Karen Guthrie. Donegal have had 2 frees so far. They went short with both of them. The first time around it didn't really work out for them, but second time it paid dividend in spectacular fashion as Karen Guthrie finishes that goal to the net. So bright early start for Donegal. They didn't score a goal last week. Just a few minutes in, they already have a goal on the board here as Westmeath try to work this ball down. Karen Hegarty now plays it inside. Powerful run here from Sarah Dillon. Sarah Dillon lines it up with the right foot. That's a lovely strike by the Milltown player. Straight between the posts. That's a really excellent finish by Sarah Dillon. And Westmeath chip 1 point off that lead. But it definitely gives an indication as to the strength of the breeze there, because that kick was floated up and she easily had another 15 yards of carry on that if she needed it. Lovely, great technique on the strike, shaped in perfectly, but equally it just shows Westmeath are going to have to get scores on the board here. And Donegal again on the attack, but Nicole McLaughlin plays it forward. It's worked inside here towards Niamh Carr. Lovely sidestep by Carr. Again looking for Guthrie inside. Guthrie looking to come back onto that left foot. They decide, no, there's no option. We're going to recycle this. Blonid McLaughlin plays it out. Loads of bodies back. Westmeath with 10 outfield players and the goalkeeper back in front of the goals. Ball being worked across here now towards Roisin Rogers. She too looks up, doesn't see a way through and decides, okay, we're going to reset this. Now it's worked across. Shelley Toohig with the shot, but that's a weak effort. And again, I don't mean to harp on it, but it definitely shows the strength of the breeze there. Though possibly, are we coming back for an advantage? Or was it just the hit came in? I'll be completely honest and say I didn't notice the actual contact coming in. The shot came in and I was watching where the ball dropped and it was being hoovered up there by Shannon Lyons. As treatment comes in, it was Shelley Toohig that took the shot, so I'm going to presume it's her that's down on the ground. So remains to be seen here if, and sure enough it is Shelley Toohig, but it looks like she's okay and good to continue. Shannon Lyons, Ciara Blundell in absolute acres of room, picked up a load of space there, looks for that long ball forward. Sarah Dillon on the attack again, takes on Niamh Carr. Lovely run by Sarah Dillon. It's a very tight angle though. She looks to hook that kick in, and really she just gave herself too much of an angle. She probably needed to shoot that a little bit earlier if that's what she was going to do. But it was a good run. She just needed to be able to cut inside and do that little corner forward thing that frustrates defenders everywhere, where they run across your line and then pretend they were tripped. Spoken like a true bitter cornerback. But anyway, we continue here. Nicole McLaughlin carries the ball out of defence. Floated high hand pass, but Tara Hegarty's in a bit of space and she's able to pick it up. Surveyor options. Again looking for Karen Guthrie inside. Guthrie has got out in front of Niamh Nolan. Guthrie looking for the little dinked left-footed pass. Doesn't find it the whole way through. And Blundell again, she's been very, very busy picking up possession in that back line. Quick hand passing on the Westmeath players as they work it out here. Ball being fed across. The high chipped kick from Lucy Power makes life too difficult for Anna Jones. Pushes that ball wide, and it's really got to be more accurate here today. You'd look out on the pitch and you wouldn't realise that there's any heavy rain or anything like that, but the breeze is still sharp. It's still very, very wintry conditions here for this little Ladies National Football League contest. As Westmeath, really, you get the sense that if they're going to do anything in advance of their final round game against Galway in a fortnight, they really need to take something from this home fixture. A powerful run down the wing by Tara Hegarty, the left wing. Declan Carlin with a little bit of a kind of a shuffle of the hands. It's hard to know whether he was mimicking a particular type of foul or whether he was talking about mixing a few tunes on the decks, but either way it's a free for Donegal. They work it across to the right hand side. Shauna McFadden now takes possession. Ball worked in again. The run is coming down the right hand side by Blonard McLaughlin. She's gone into a little pocket of space there. McLaughlin inside to Guthrie. She has one goal already. She has a second goal to her name. Roof of the net. Brilliant finish by Karen Guthrie. But Blonard McLaughlin found herself in acres of room down the right hand side there. The pass was floated into her path by Fiona McMenamin. It was an easy one to find, and that left Karen Guthrie in space. Huge overlap, loads, easy finish for her. And Westmeath out to a difficult start here. Donegal off to a flyer with 2 goals on the board already. Ball now worked across towards Fiona McMenamin as they try and chase more scores. Katie Long plays the ball inside. Worked out here now. Fiona McMenamin again. Plenty of tacklers around her, but she's able to pick out Nicole McLaughlin in space. Nicole McLaughlin breaks through the tackle. Looks for the ball inside. Oh, didn't quite go to hand from Suzanne White. And Westmeath forced the turnover, but another goal was there. If that last pass had gone to hand, there was a runner coming through at great speed. I'm not entirely sure who it was. I think it could have been Katie Long. But one way or another, there was a runner coming through at great speed there. As Westmeath try and work the ball out. The young Colliery player, Anya Gaynor, she tries to carry it out. Wins the free. Oh, the ball goes out between the legs of Tracy Dillon. Anya Gaynor, of course, one of 2 players on this Westmeath panel who will be part of Moat Community School's bid for All Ireland Schools glory. Shout out here to Miss Quinn in Moat, who of course was recognised by the LGFA last week in their volunteer awards capacity for her great work with Moat Community School. They've done huge work in that school. Really, really positive development. You'll note that part of Westmeath isn't very strongly represented in Westmeath ladies football traditionally, or over the last maybe 10, 15, 20 years, but they're definitely coming strong, and it's a real footballing heartland. And I'm not just saying that in case my mother, who is from Moat, is watching. But it's a real strong footballing heartland. The All Whites club, and out beside them places like Castledaly, Colliery, all very much into their football. So it'll be great to see more development in that area. Karen Guthrie with the shot coming in from the left foot. It hangs high. Shannon Lyons not really sure what she wants to do with it. Eventually picks it up, realised the ball wasn't going to go wide, hoists it long. She looks down here for Clara Thornton. Clara Thornton manages to break the ball into the path of Anya Gaynor, and now Westmeath look to build up another attack. It's only 2 scores to 1, but it's 2 goals to a point. Oh, lovely move here. Clara Thornton now feeds that ball inside. Chance for Karen Hegarty. She's forced very wide. 2 Donegal defenders right on top of her. What are the options? Sarah Dillon comes in looping round. Hegarty looks to try and get away. Hegarty deemed to have been a pull against her. The shot had actually come in and was popped over the bar. But with the wind behind, you'd really fancy their chances of finishing this one. But a lovely run from Karen Hegarty, but more than that, again, some really nice approach play in the build-up, working that ball down the left wing, using the space. It is a big pitch here, and obviously it's playing quite fast. It's not playing particularly wintry or anything like that. As we wait for the free on the Westmeath side. And the free is being taken by Anna Jones, and Anna Jones chips it between the posts, and it's 2 goals to 2 points, a 4-point lead for Donegal. So Westmeath now, or Donegal now, with about a line of about 5 defenders all across the goals. They look to go wide. They're looking out here to try and find Niamh Carr. Niamh Carr holds up possession, surveys her options. Bit of pressure coming on from Westmeath, but it's not really in your face. It's not enough to force a spill in this very experienced senior Donegal side. So, good Donegal working the ball out of defence. Nicole McLaughlin involved. Plays that hand pass forward. Well worked inside. Oh, lovely looping ball in. Katie Long in behind now. She's brought to ground. And that should be a tap over free. But what a gorgeous hand pass from Shauna McFadden over the top. Floated, perfectly weighted into the path of the Glenfin player. And you'd have to say, look, obviously, if you're Donegal manager Maxi Curran, you're looking at bigger tests further down the road. Realistically, in All Ireland, and possibly a Division 1 league title is where this team wants to be at. But you can only beat the opposition in front of you, and this comparatively inexperienced Westmeath side, all they can do is take them on. And so far, you'd have to say McFadden and McMenamin, the two debutants in defence, are, well, not debutants, they played last week, but two new players to the panel this year, doing really, really well so far. Roisin Rogers picks up that ball, works it down the right wing. Again, McFadden taking possession here. She's enjoying the freedom of being able to come out and not having to do a marking job close to goal. Are you allowed to say man marking with ladies football? I'm never entirely sure. Feel free to correct me there. Sloppy hand pass from Nicole McLaughlin. Now there's a chance for a Westmeath breakaway. Need to get more scores on the board to get back into this game. Clara Thornton, good low delivery. Sarah Dillon now. She's taken on her direct opponent Eve Carr a few times. This time opts to go inside. Plays the hand pass. Ball worked across to Thornton again. Thornton, quick exchange of passes with Kelly Boyce Jordan. Thornton, left-footed shot herself, but doesn't get hold of it. Hooks it right of the target, I should say, with her left foot. Doesn't get hold of it, and it breaks out over the end line for a weak wide that would have been easily gathered in the Donegal goal by Roisin McCafferty. McCafferty now looking to float that. Oh, that's perfectly measured right into the breadbasket of Shauna McFadden. Picks up that ball, and that's a lovely way to restart the play. Good Donegal possession around midfield here again. Donegal taking it on again now, worked through the middle. That's a lovely hand pass forward by Fiona McMenamin. Long ball from Niamh McLaughlin. Good high jump from Suzanne White, but can't quite bring the ball down. And Westmeath forced the turnover. Oh, that pass doesn't quite go as far as it needs to go. Katie Long is able to intercept Donegal with another breakaway chance. Blonid McLaughlin now down the right hand side. Ball inside towards Katie White. Katie, very strong looping runner, covers a lot of ground with that stride. Lovely strike from Katie White. Or Suzanne White, I should say. Really accurate kick from a difficult position and puts that between the posts, and suddenly we've 6 points between the sides, 2-2 to 2 points. That is our water break here, so you'd have to say that Westmeath will say they've played some good football during this game, as you'd expect from a side that have played consistently in Division 1 over the last few years. I was there in Banagher last year when they avoided relegation with a good win over Tipperary, 216 to 210, I think, if memory serves. I should have that written down on my notepad, but I don't. But overall, I'd say that Michael Finneran moving the players down along, so his water break conversation isn't being picked up by our microphone here. But one way or another, you'd have to say Westmeath, they've made a habit, they've competed well at Division 1 level, and obviously that stood them in really good stead. They had some difficult outings in the championship last year, or in the league I should say, against senior championship sides, but it stood to them when it came to the intermediate championship. Obviously they had that surprise poor start against Longford, but bounced right back from there and went on to win in what was a surprisingly one-sided final against Wexford. They went on to win quite well. Obviously, Meath are the poster children for what can be done coming out of intermediate, as they went straight, and of course reigning All-Ireland champions now at the moment. Westmeath probably a little bit away from that, and Michael Finneran wasn't helped by all the key players that stepped away over the winter. You're looking at players like Fiona Claffey, Leona Archbold, Johanna Maher, Lorraine Duncan. These are all players that would have made a huge addition to Finneran's panel if they were there, and obviously injury has knocked out his midfielder Vicky Carr as well, and that's before we talk about the late withdrawal of Lucy McCartan this afternoon. We're back underway though as Westmeath try and get back into this game. They win this ball at midfield. The ball is being fed across here to Clara Blundell. They need to try and put a bit of width on this to find a bit of space. Amy Alford carries the ball out. Ball being chipped down now, looking towards Karen Hegarty. Deft little flick towards Anna Jones. You could probably argue, I'd say it might surprise them, they could even be within shooting distance at that now, given the wind behind them, but one way or another, Sarah Dillon takes possession. Ball worked across towards Tracy, her sister. Fed across here now. Anna Jones tries to get the hand pass inside. Can Ciara Blundell get the space to shoot? It's a nice strike from Ciara Blundell. Puts it between the posts. She had the opportunity, she didn't hesitate, she took on the chance. She's wearing number 5 on her back, she's equally adept, half back, half forward. Probably more well known as a half forward than a half back, and obviously would be very, very comfortable, this of course being her home club here in St. Lomans in Mullingar. Roisin McCafferty now plays the short kick out again. Again, it's Shauna McFadden picking it up. She's done really, really well. She's handled an awful lot of ball for Donegal here. Ball worked out. Niamh Carr now, powerful run down the left wing. Clara Thornton comes over to try and close her down, but it's a good hand pass from Carr. Finds Niamh McLaughlin. Can't quite get the ball under control. Has to check her run. Feeds it inside. Chance now for Katie Long. Katie Long worked across. This is the difference. Donegal a bit out of range. Oh, nice pass from Suzanne White, looking to float the ball inside. But again, the opening wasn't quite there. They have to square up and do it again. We've a little bit of sunshine on our backs here at the moment. Long may it last. Katie Long now. Hand pass inside. Again, Donegal, they're dependent on the runs to try and break through. Niamh McLaughlin now takes possession. Good pressure from Westmeath here, but they don't look like forcing a turnover. Donegal happy to just knock the ball around. Oh, that's a weak hand pass from Fiona McMenamin. That's a first mistake from the St. Eunan's player. And Westmeath win possession, look to strike on the break again. Good long delivery from Sarah Dillon, looking to try and connect with Anya Gaynor, who's actually stepped into full forward. Well won by Gaynor, I thought. Yeah, and sure enough, that's a free for the Colliery teenager as she chips the ball into the path of Clara Thornton. Thornton, is she going to try and go herself? Tries to take on Roisin Rogers. The shot is coming out from the... Oh, it clips off the post. The shot came in from Sarah Dillon, clipped off the post, and Roisin McCafferty didn't judge it particularly well. She it was dipping over her head, wasn't really looking where she was going, and she backed in and looked like she clipped her head off the goal post, but not that severe. I think the goalkeeper seems to be okay, and it's going to be another chance for Anna Jones here. 3 points on the board for Westmeath so far, 2-2 for Donegal. So, in one sense, you'd argue that in terms of overall play, Westmeath probably aren't too unhappy with how things have gone. A couple of defensive lapses, certainly for the goal, but in general, from open play, they've been quite competitive. But equally, Donegal will say we're 5 points in front, maybe 4 after this kick, maybe still 5, but they're 5 points in front. Anna Jones doesn't get hold of that in the slightest. That's a poor effort, and it's a 4th wide of the game for Westmeath. Donegal, on the other hand, would argue we're 5 points up, having played into the I won't call it breeze. Breeze is to quite understate what the country has been battered with over the last while. So Donegal will feel there's little or no chance of they're in a really, really strong position here. So Roisin McCafferty waits with the kick out. Again, she's gone to the right hand side. Nicole McLaughlin, has picked up a little bit of space at midfield. Feeds that ball, it's worked out towards the right wing. Again, Shauna McFadden has been very impressive. Feeds that hand pass forward, it's a little bit high, but it's gathered in by Blonde McLaughlin and fed inside now. Donegal change the angle of the attack. The ball is fed across towards Niamh Carr here. Again, still out of range a little bit, but she works it back inside. Katie Long takes possession. Oh, it was a lovely idea. The space was in behind all right. You could see what she was trying to do. She just wasn't able to get enough Weetabix on the ball to get it in there. Katie, you may take another couple of spoons next time out and you'll be able to complete that pass, but one way or another didn't quite get there, and Westmeath break forward with Anna Jones taking possession. Anna Jones, Tara Hegarty squares her up. Good tackling technique from Tara Hegarty with the near hand, but Jones still manages to get the ball inside. Sarah Dillon with the high looping kick. It's not miles away. The umpires go for it. The referee goes for his notebook. And that's all that matters. If it goes into Declan Carolyn's notebook, it's a score. It's a 2nd point for Sarah Dillon. And it's 4 scores each. 2-2 to Donegal, 4 points to Westmeath. So we wait for the restart here again in this very, very changeable day. It looks like the rain is about to come again, and sure enough, the drops start to fall here. Really short restart. Roisin Rogers picks up possession now. Quick exchange of passes with Roisin McCafferty. Of course, you can't do that in the men's game, but you still can in ladies football. Ball worked out here towards Fiona McMenamin now, carrying the ball up on the right hand side. McMenamin lays it off towards Rogers, and again Donegal in possession here. They've carried the ball out of defence really well. It's just that Westmeath have been able to kind of pack the defence, and the fact that it's a small scoring zone makes life an awful lot easier. Karen Guthrie, of course, 2 goals and a point to her name so far. Hasn't actually had the ball in her hands for a while. Manages to work that ball inside, but it's all very, very tight. And there was a pull on Karen Guthrie there, and it's going to be another scoring chance. And you'd imagine the Glenfin player will take this on herself. So sure enough, it's Guthrie stands over this free. Wind blowing into her face here. Chips it up with the left foot. It looks accurate. It looks like it's gone where she wanted it to go. Sure enough, she's put it between the posts, and the lead is back to 5 points. 2-3 to 4 points. 2-2 for the full forward. Again, Shannon Lyons goes for the long restart. Anna Jones looking for it there. Anna Jones, she's bundled to the ground. Westmeath look to carry the ball out. Ciara Blundell now takes possession. Ball being fed across here. Chance for Amy Alford. Hasn't really been on the ball much so far. Alford floats that left-footed kick. Looking for Anna Jones down the right-hand side, but it just overshoots the wing forward, and it drifts out over the sideline, and it's going to be a line ball to Donegal. Alford has been, while a lot of players stepped away from this Westmeath panel this year, Alford went the other direction. She hasn't really been in a position, very talented club player, hasn't really been in a position to commit over the last few years, but has done really, really well to get back, has done really, really well, has decided to commit this year, has decided she can make it work with her nursing career commitments, and is a huge addition to Michael Finner, and he expects her to play a big role. As we're going to have a few hailstones now for the last few minutes of the first half. Ball being carried now by Niamh McLaughlin, being worked back inside. Katie Long takes possession. Katie Long looking for Guthrie inside. Guthrie trying to work the ball in. Again, Westmeath's defence holding up well. Ball being fed out here towards Shelley Toohig. Toohig hasn't really been hugely involved in this game. Gets it out towards Tara Hegarty. Again, we're outside of scoring difference. They're prodding, they're holding, they're trying to... Michael Finner tries to insist, trying to get Westmeath to keep their shape, keep the game long. As the gusts come in good and strong, and a good turnover on the Westmeath side here. It's well won there, and Lucy Power manages to collect possession as the wind is getting very, very thick and sharp here. So if either your camera or your commentator goes sailing off the top of this dugout, we might have to reconsider our camera position in the second half. Either way, Clara Thornton chips that ball back inside. Sarah Dillon now works it in. Chance for Kelly Boyce Jordan. They're working across the sideline. Of course, a much bigger scoring area for Westmeath. Clara Thornton takes possession now. The powerful run forward is from Fiona Coyle. Fiona Coyle gets out. Oh, there's a little bit of space inside. Karen Hegarty has found room if they can work it into her. They can't quite. Instead, Sarah Dillon looking to burst through. Dillon, was she pulled as she shot? Referee says he's looking at his watch. So I'm not entirely sure. I don't think he's given a free. But one way or another, he's signalling something. He's certainly allowing for a little bit of attention to come in for Sarah Dillon here. She was being held as or it wasn't actually Sarah Dillon who's down on the ground. It's actually one of the Donegal players who's down. Sarah Dillon was being pulled as she shot. But the referee decided it was within the bounds of the rules. Tara Hegarty is the player who was down injured. So Roisin McCafferty with the kick out now. Looks long, skews off the outside of her boot. It's being gathered on the Westmeath side. Well won there now by Chloe Kelly. Ball inside. Chance now for Anya Gaynor. Anya Gaynor looks for Kelly Boyce Jordan with the run. Can't quite gather it. The intercept came in from Niamh McLaughlin. She forced it out for a 45. It was... It still would have been a tight angle for Kelly Boyce Jordan, but at the same time, it would have been a glimpse of a goal, and I'd say Westmeath probably feel that they could do with a goal to get back in, and you'll get a feel for the strength of the wind when you look at the top of the posts there, as the camera faces down towards them. God bless the structural integrity of them, because I can assure you the ones at the other end of the ground are moving even more severely, which you'll see at some stage. The 45 is floated in, it breaks. Oh, Clara Thornton with the chance. Thornton, oh, what a save by Roisin McCafferty. Broken back inside again. Another chance for Westmeath. Gaynor with the shot. Anya Gaynor with the goal. And suddenly Westmeath are right back in this. The first attempt brilliantly saved by Roisin McCafferty, but at the second attempt the ball was floated in, and Anya Gaynor, she's a young girl, but she's a powerful physical presence in there. She got up to win that high ball. Donegal defenders threw herself at her, but she was able to get the low shot away. Low ball rolled in under the goalkeeper, and suddenly there's just a point between the sides here. 2-2 to 4 points. Or to 1-4, I should say. 2-2 to 1-4 it would be. And again we have another 45 here now as Donegal struggle to work the ball out. So Westmeath will feel an awful lot better about their first half efforts. Again, let's not forget here, the strength of the wind blowing down the ground is absolutely severe. So Donegal, they would have been strong pre-match favourites, and they're still strong pre-match favourites. They'll be they'll be happy with the score in terms of winning the game. You know, if you've played into this wind and you're a point up at half time. Now obviously we're not at half time yet, as Anna Jones drives in. She's got 1 point to her name already. She puts that between the posts, and suddenly Westmeath are flying back on level terms. Anna Jones' second point of the game. One from a free, one from play. Gorgeous curled kick, and it's 2-2 to 1-5. So Roisin McCafferty again. It looks like the referee might be signalling that the half-time whistle is coming. No, she goes short again. Nicole McLaughlin picks up possession. Nicole McLaughlin, she's been very, very busy in this half, looking to carry the ball out. The tackling is coming in from Sarah Dillon, who's also had a big half. Sheena McFadden there taking possession. Ball worked out again to the corner back. Shauna McFadden doing really well there. Now that's a powerful run from Niamh McLaughlin. But good tackling from Niamh Nolan on the Westmeath side. Niamh Nolan has forced that turnover. Could Westmeath even think about maybe sneaking in front coming up to half time? Oh, they've got to do better working the ball out of defence. This is putting Fiona Coyle under a little bit of pressure. She's got Kelly Boyce Jordan up the line. Westmeath have to get that pass away. Donegal, they'll have a chance to go through the hands. Ciara Blundell now makes the run, because Donegal are dropping deep. Two Donegal players sweeping in front of their own goal at this stage. Clara Thornton looks up, gets the ball back inside towards Blundell. Oh, strange pass from Blundell. She was looking for Anya Gaynor, but there was two Donegal players there. Roisin Rogers with the break. Roisin Rogers broke the ball, and then Fiona McManaman was able to scoop in and pick up the pieces. So it was a really good move to work it out of defence, but Ciara Blundell, an ill-judged pass there, didn't really give Anya Gaynor any chance. You could argue Anya Gaynor was doing what she needed to do. She was distracting the attention of two Donegal defenders. Oh, strong chance for Donegal now. Tara Hegarty has found an acre of room down here on the left-hand side. Hegarty carrying the ball forward, looks to step inside the tackler. The tackle is coming in from Niamh Nolan. Niamh Nolan has forced her backwards, has done her job there. It's been back outside to Fiona McMenamin. That's a ball. Oh, it's a raffle ball, but Shauna McFadden did well to win it. And again, Niamh McLaughlin now. I feel like Niamh McLaughlin and Nicole McLaughlin, the two players at midfield and centre forward, have been extremely busy here. They feel like they've handled an awful lot of ball. Ball work back now towards Roisin Rogers. Roisin Rogers with that high looping hand pass. I'll tell you, my fingers feel like they're about to fall off with the cold. Hers are obviously in much better shape altogether if she can execute a hand pass like that. Lovely ball inside from Shelley Toohig now. Niamh Carr looking to make the run. Again, Westmeath getting the tackle in. They're working really hard here. Ball hits the deck, deemed to be a push in the back on Suzanne White. Suzanne White, of course, is the only other scorer on the Donegal side. And I just realised it's actually 2-3 for Donegal here instead of 2-2. So Donegal's still a point in front. My apologies for misleading you there. Thankfully, the good people of Entray are able to provide the scoreboard up there on your screen, so you're better informed than I am. Either way, Donegal, again, there's a free out here on the right-hand side. Free out here on the right-hand side, and it's going to be another chance, and you suspect Karen Guthrie is going to have another go at this one. 2 goals and 2 points to her name so far, both points from frees. Guthrie again, it's a tricky angle, but she'll certainly feel like she has the distance, which you don't always have in these conditions. So Guthrie comes in with the left foot, clips it between the posts, lovely accurate kick, and we're suddenly gone to 2-4 to 6 points. Or 2-4 to 1-6 even. 2-4 to 1-6. I need a scoreboard here beside me. This is what happens when you can't let go of your notes. As the referee sounds the half-time whistle. So Donegal, you'd have to say, Westmeath have played an awful lot of good football here in this half. They've done really well to kind of work the ball down. They've created some good scoring chances. But on the other hand, Donegal, those 2 early goals from Karen Guthrie have made all the difference here. They've given them a strong foundation that will mean that they'll feel in very, very good shape about their chances in the second half. There is a strong gale blowing down the ground here, so Westmeath will have it all to do to play into that in the second half. Half time here, Donegal with a narrow advantage. We'll be back with you shortly. Good. Jeez, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Nothing there too. And welcome back to St. Lomans GA Park, the 3G pitch here at St. Lomans out in the outskirts of Mullingar. We're getting ready to go again. I have to try and identify if there's any subs coming in here. I don't see any unfamiliar faces. Actually, I do see an unfamiliar face. I see Westmeath bringing in Chloe Smullen. So she'll definitely come into the forward line. Very, very powerful runner. Of course, plays a lot of soccer with Peamount United as well. So very talented player. So Chloe Smullen comes into the full forward line. And I see on the Donegal side, no, Catherine Boyle was there already. Yes, there is a change on the Donegal side as Amy Boyle Carr comes into the team. She, of course, came off the bench last week as well. So we need to establish who has made way. As I see Karen Guthrie again going in for the throw-in, but Donegal seem to be a player short here. Karen is in for the throw-in, but I don't see anyone in the full forward position. So Donegal possibly handicapping themselves, deciding they're going to start with 14 players. Not sure what's going on there, but either way, we'll try and ascertain who has made way. I see Sarah Dillon and Anna Jones is still there. Karen Hegarty has come out to the wing. So I'm going to say it's Kelly Boyce Jordan who has made way on the Westmeath side. So I'd say it's Chloe Smullen. You'll have to forgive me now as I try and write these while holding on frantically onto my notepad. On the Donegal side, Amy Boyle Carr, and I see as well, I see Emma McRory coming into the team, and she's gone into the full forward position as we're back underway. Karen Guthrie fighting for possession, but Anya Gaynor wins it quite well. Gaynor now chips that ball back, works it back towards Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly, ball out to Karen Hegarty here now. Again, when I can figure out who the Donegal players that have made way are, I'll let you know. Ball being carried forward here by Tracy Dillon, but Tracy Dillon, she charged into the tackle there. Roisin Rogers knocked to the ground, and Rogers wins her free. Ball being worked out towards the right wing here now. Donegal leading by 2 points, 2-4 to 1-5. They have the Hurricane at their back. Storm Eunice helping out the Ulster County at the moment. Ball being carried forward by Niamh Carr, but she doesn't weigh the hand pass well. Should have been an interception there for Lucy Power, but doesn't make it count. Instead, Amy Boyle Carr, first touch for the Naomh Connell substitute. But that ball is given away as well. Chance now for Amy Alford. Alford works that ball forward. Sarah Dillon coming deep now to pick up possession. Dillon runs the ball across the sideline. Amy Boyle Carr tries to get the tackle in. Sarah Dillon again. Little toe tap of the ball, hoists it up high. She's looking for Clara Thornton. Also on the scene there is Chloe Smullen trying to get her first touch of the game. Thornton is the one that takes possession. Thornton, ball inside now. Work towards Fiona Coyle. Again, Westmeath trying to work the ball across the line. That's a poor kick, and now it's a chance for a Donegal breakaway. Niamh McLaughlin, or not Niamh McLaughlin, it's actually Katie Long carries the ball. No, it is Niamh McLaughlin. My apologies. Lovely give and go from McLaughlin. Low ball in, looking to try and connect with Suzanne White in the full forward line. Suzanne White wrestles that ball clear from Malik Fagan, but it's deemed to have been a foul. I think possibly the Mullingar Shamrocks player was a little bit lucky there, because I don't think Suzanne White did an awful lot wrong except trying to grab the ball free. I don't think there was any contact from person to person, but one or another, as Amy Alford gets the ball away here. Ball being carried into the tackle by Chloe Kelly, manages to get herself out of trouble. Westmeath now, Alford carries the ball in, physically strong player, gets the hand pass back to Kelly. It's all very tight, it's all very congested. Karen Hegarty tries to spread it a little bit wider, looking for Clara Thornton. Thornton, that's a tricky pass, but Anna Jones gathers it well. Jones goes out wide now. Sarah Dillon now takes possession. Fiona Coyle offering support. Coyle takes that hand pass. Ball work inside again towards Clara Thornton. I count 6-7 Donegal tacklers around her, and it's deemed that they've tackled her illegally, and it's going to be a free for Westmeath, looking for a left-footed kicker, so this should be Anna Jones' country. So as I work my way through the Donegal team, I see that actually it looks like Katie Long could be one of the players that made way. That free drops short and is hoovered up there by Catherine Boyle. Catherine Boyle carries the ball out. She's being held. Referee Declan O'Carroll says there's a free going as a cone comes out on the pitch and makes its way across the field here at St. Lomans. Donegal carrying the ball up the right wing. Shauna McFadden doing really well here. Takes the ball out. Quick change of passes with Niamh Boyle. Lovely pace to this Donegal attack. Niamh McLaughlin now looking for the looping ball into Karen Guthrie in behind. She's gone in behind Lucy Power, but the ball drifts out and drifts wide. I actually make that just Donegal's third wide of the game. But I suppose, look, it was so hard to get the ball forward. Karen Hegarty now coming all the way back into her own full back line, trying to help out Shannon Lyons by offering something from the kick out. Ball dinked forward here now, taken into possession by Clara Thornton. Works it back inside. Amy Alford has been much more involved in this half, as has Chloe Kelly. Westmeath so far enjoying possession in this game. Good low ball from Ciara Blundell, looking for Chloe Smullen. Can't quite get there. Sideline ball played back infield now. Donegal will switch it back towards the goalkeeper Roisin McCafferty. Roisin McCafferty spreads it out towards the left wing. Near Niamh Carr now carries the ball forward. Again, the wind still howling and blowing here at St. Lomans GA Club. Donegal, though, haven't quite been able to connect with their forward line yet. Strong run by Nicole McLaughlin. Nicole McLaughlin looks to hand pass it inside towards Niamh McLaughlin. Gathers the second attempt. Again, Westmeath, they've masked their defence back. They conceded an awful lot of scores in the Connacht Centre of Excellence in the Dome last week against Mayo. Manager Michael Finneran said, look, he had to see what he had to test out the players and see where they were at, but he couldn't afford to start shipping too many heavy beatings along those lines. They've been a lot more solid defensively here. Nicole McLaughlin now. Oh, lovely hand pass. Niamh McLaughlin looks to step inside Niamh Nolan. Niamh McLaughlin, ball across here. It's been another work back towards Niamh McLaughlin. The goal chance was repelled. And it's going to be a free in on the edge of the D, and should be a good scoring chance here. As our ladder goes down sideways. I'll stand by what I said at the start. If I fall to my doom here, tell my mother I love her. I suppose I better say the same about my wife and child as well. Wouldn't that be the realistic thing to do? One way or another, that little gust has subsided there now as we wait for this free, and this should be where I should be trying to ascertain who has made way on the Donegal side. I still haven't seen Katie Long. I still haven't seen Shelley Toohig either. So they could be two of the players. As this free comes in, The free is being taken by Suzanne White, and that's a second point of the game for Suzanne White. Puts it between the posts, 2-5 to 1-5. So Katie Long is still out there. So that's one off my list. But definitely Shelley Toohig is not. So we can take it. She's one of the players to make way. And I just have to check out. Actually, I'm not sure if Niamh Boyle is still there in the back. No, Niamh Boyle is there, but either way, Donegal will work it out. Donegal remain on the attack here. Katie Long now plays this hand pass inside. Ball has been floated across. Oh, Niamh McLaughlin nearly picked up that hand pass from Shauna McFadden. Amy Alford got in there for the interception, so there was no advantage accruing, and we're going to come back for another free here and a chance for Suzanne White to add another point. Suzanne White takes the run up, straight between the posts, and the Killybegs woman puts it between the sticks and stretches the lead out even further, 2-6 to 1-5. So it just shows you Westmeath have played a lot of football in this half, but the only two scores of the game have come to Donegal, both to close range frees from Suzanne White. Suzanne Lyons with the kick out. She was looking for Clara Thornton, but Tara Hegarty can't quite hold on to it. Again, that's a funny looking one. It didn't look like there was any real contact from player to player, but one or another. We're going to come back for the free here. Donegal now look to float that little free in. Nice little sidestep from Emma McCrory. Manages to retain possession. Blonde McLaughlin now. Ball across to Niamh McLaughlin. Inside, Nicole McLaughlin. Oh, looking for the little flick was Emma McCrory. Didn't quite get there. And Westmeath are able to hoover up the danger and get it clear. Westmeath really could do with a settling score here, but just getting the ball out of their own back line is not easy whatsoever. Tracy Dillon now connects with Sarah Dillon, and the ball now being carried out. Niamh Nolan on the left hand side here. Niamh Nolan links up with Chloe Kelly. Now this is better from Westmeath, trying to carry the ball forward. Anya Gaynor comes short trying to pick it up. Instead it goes into Tracy Dillon. Again connects with Sarah Dillon. And ball across now, a bit of space for Karen Hegarty, but Donegal have plenty of players back. Everyone bar the full forward line is back. Strong run forward now coming from Fiona Coyle. A little bit too far wide. There's an advantage being played. Karen Hegarty chooses not to get the shot away, so we're going to come back for the advantage. As I see Jen Whelan getting ready to come onto the Donegal side as well. Jen could be an option in close to goal as a target full forward style player. Ciara Blundell with the ball across now, looking for Sarah Dillon. Sarah Dillon, two players on top of her. Dillon with the right footed kick. She got a good contact on it, but it's just so difficult to kick into that breeze. She kicked from the edge of the D, and to be honest, it was a long way short of getting the distance, and there was nothing wrong with the contact whatsoever. As yet, Jen Whelan definitely goes into the game. So we'll ascertain in a minute who's making way here, and it is Katie Long this time. It is Katie Long who comes out of the team. So Jen Whelan has come in. Looks like she's lining out at centre forward for the moment. She may drop in deeper, but one or another at centre forward is her position at the moment as Amy Boyle-Carr feeds this ball inside. Donegal able to work the ball out of defence at their ease. Nicole McLaughlin links up with Niamh McLaughlin, as they have done so many times this afternoon. Westmeath still defending quite well. Shauna McFadden, she's had a really good game at cornerback, definitely making a strong case to kind of nail down a team selection. Feeds that ball inside towards Suzanne White, and a lovely finish by White. And that one's between the posts, and we're up to 2-7 to 1-5. Ciara Blundell in heavy traffic trying to work this ball out. Feeds it across here towards Tracy Dillon. The Westmeath captain tries to get the ball out. Gets it across to Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly now has to step inside. Loads Donegal tacklers there. Needs to try and put a little bit of space on this. Karen Hegarty has done that a few times. Again, works the ball out to the right wing. Donegal trying to flood back, trying to make sure the gaps are covered. Chance now for Sarah Dillon. Sarah Dillon hits the deck, and there's a lot of work to be done to get a score from where that free has been awarded, some 40 metres out from goal. Actually, Declan Carlin I won't say, he just did a little bit of noting there in the book. I'm not sure. I think it might have been Niamh Carr was the guilty party in terms of pushing over the Milltown player. But one way or another, there's just a little note, no cards or anything like that, but just enough to kind of suggest that, maybe you should behave yourself in future. So Anna Jones stands over the free, but this is way outside of range with the wind the way it is. Jones just puts her boot through it, tries to drop it in. Oh, Anya Gaynor looked for it, but she just crashed into her own player, and Chloe Smullen has come off worst on that collision. So I suspect medical attention is going to have to go in there for the Mullingar Shamrocks player. She took a heavy dunt from Anya Gaynor, purely accidental, but as I often say in these situations, just because it's an accident doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Either way, ball being worked out now by Donegal. Niamh McLaughlin again, she has covered. What do we say? Do we say covered every blade of AstroTurf? Just doesn't roll off the tongue the same way as covered every blade of grass. But either way, she has put in the hard yards this afternoon. Amy Boyle-Carr now floats the hand pass. There's a line of Donegal players across the 45-metre line. Now we're looking for Karen Guthrie inside. Guthrie looks for the hand pass. Ball breaks down again, and again Westmeath managed to force the turnover. Westmeath's defensive work this afternoon has been really, really good. Ball floated out now towards Clara Thornton. Thornton's going to carry the ball down the right hand side, looking to connect with Anya Gaynor. Gaynor tries to get in there between two Donegal defenders, and Gaynor has done really well. She was in there, Niamh Boyle was in there, and another, oh no, it's actually a free out, my apologies, free out for Donegal. Now Karen Guthrie has come deep to try and collect this. Guthrie, chance for Jen Wheelahan's first touch here. Jen Wheelahan takes the ball on. She's being squared up by Anna Jones. Wheelahan just chooses to go back inside to Guthrie and Niamh McLaughlin. Quick interchange of passes. Probably would have been a scoring chance. Oh, Suzanne White is inside now. She's got inside Niamh Nolan. Suzanne White looks to hand pass. Oh, Shannon Lyons, the handling wasn't ideal there. She nearly spilled it across her own goal line, but one way or another, it just about spilled over for a 45. It could have been a much more adverse outcome than that. So we'll wait for the 45 here, and there's a shout coming in that we're going to probably see Saskia Boyle, another one of the new players in this Donegal panel, coming in, trying to make an impression, trying to be part of the difference as Donegal look to push on to that next level. I've no doubt they would have looked on at what Meath would have achieved last year, and they would have said, we've been so close to Dublin and Cork over the last few years, why couldn't that be us? And that's the simple truth of it. Why can't it be them? They're one of several counties. It's a very, very competitive senior championship at the moment. Galway obviously will have been disappointed to get off to a poor start last week, but there's no end of talent in the Western County as well, and that's before we bring back in all the Kilkerran-Clonberne players that of course will make a huge difference out west. Anyway, one or another, Niamh McLaughlin here takes possession. Donegal, they won't worry about All-Ireland now, they'll worry about making sure they wrap up the 2 points here and pick up a second league win in succession. They're 5 points in front, 2-7 to 1-5. Ball back in front to Jen Wheelahan. Ball across now to Amy Boyle-Carr. Wheelahan hoists up the kick, and Shannon Lyons chooses to not let it go wide, wins that ball. She's being fouled, and it's going to be a free out for Westmeath. Westmeath again, they've defended really, really well in this game, or in this half. They just need to get more scores on the board, but it's going to be very difficult to work that ball out. Amy Alford now carries the ball in. Ciara Blundell offers a little bit of support. Blundell plays the ball across to her captain. Tracy Dillon looks at her options. Oh, that's a poor hand pass from Dillon. Chance for Donegal to work the turnover now. Roisin Rogers feeds the ball down. Rogers, ball inside towards Niamh Carr. I'm going to actually say it could be Fiona McMenamin, I think, is the other player that made way at half time. I have finally solved that little mystery, but took me long enough, says you. Ball across here towards Niamh Carr. Niamh Carr decides no, she probably would be able to hoist up a shot from there, decides not to. Jen Wheelahan now looks at her options, gives the quick shovel hand pass. It's all very tight, it's all penned into the corner here. Emma McRory looking to try and carve out a bit of space, instead goes back to Wheelahan. Donegal decide, look, we're going to have to do something different here to try and carve out a score. We've swapped sides. We've gone out to the left wing now. Fiona Coyle tries to close it down, but Shauna McFadden, who has really, really impressed me for a player I had never seen in action before, she has really impressed me this afternoon, and works that ball inside. Oh, doesn't quite go to hand. Suzanne White didn't get the pass away. Clara Thornton now tries to carry it out. Needs to carry that ball forward. The shout from the sideline comes in through the hands, try and work it through, because obviously the foot passes aren't easy to execute here this afternoon. Fiona Coyle now takes possession. They have gone through the hands, but the point is now you have to get in close to goal, and there's 13 Donegal players inside their own 45. Sarah Dillon gets inside. Sarah Dillon with the shot. The two umpires look at each other. Doesn't seem to be an awful lot of certainty. We've gone for the flag. We've gone for the flag. It's an excellent score by Sarah Dillon. You just can't beat that little burst of pace. It makes such a difference in terms of taking defenders out of the game, and Sarah Dillon just showed that bit of acceleration there. She put the hammer down, she went inside two defenders, and a really good finish from a tight angle. It was not suited to a right-footed kicker in that sense, but she backed herself, she showed confidence, she put it between the posts, and sure enough, a good score for Westmeath pulls the gap back down to 4 points. And 4 points definitely, you'd have to say, again, given where they're coming from last week. You look at that heavy defeat in the new NUI Galway Connacht GA Airdome. Really, it was a difficult evening for Westmeath last Saturday evening, but they've bounced back really well here this afternoon. Look, 4 points down, playing into a wind. They've only managed to score a point into the breeze in the third quarter here, so it's probably fair to say that the win is possibly a little bit beyond them, but they'll take a huge amount of confidence from this as they prepare for their final round game against Donegal, or against Galway in a couple of weeks. And of course, look, if they don't pick up anything from this, there's a strong possibility that one will be in effect a relegation shootout or a relegation semi-final, so to speak. Donegal, on the other hand, thinking about bigger things here. I'm looking to see if there's any new faces gone into the huddle there at that stage. Emma McCrory was already in there. Amy Boyle-Carr was already in there. They were shouting for Saskia Boyle, so I want to see, but I don't see Saskia Boyle actually gone in yet. And equally on the Westmeath side, it looks like all the same players are out there. I don't see any unfamiliar faces. There's a few numbers greater than 15 in the forward line, alright, but they're all ones that were there already. Ciara Smullen, Clara Thornton and Anya Gaynor. So, we'll resume with a Donegal kick out here. Quarter of the game remaining. And definitely Saskia Boyle warming up on the sideline here as Donegal go short. And hasn't left the D. The kick out is too short, and this is going to be a free in. And this game could get a little bit interesting if Westmeath managed to put another couple of scores on the board. Like I said, just 4 points in it at the moment as Anna Jones stands over this free. Now, this is not a simple free with the wind the way it is. Jones hangs it up. The two umpires look at each other. I'd say it could be wide of the target. It is wide of the target. It's a disappointing miss. It's Westmeath's sixth wide of the game. And it certainly was a scoreable one as Donegal look to bring in two more substitutes. So I see Saskia Boyle here and also Danielle McGinley coming into the team. So Saskia Boyle and Danielle McGinley coming into the side. We'll identify in a second. Definitely Tara Hegarty is one of the players to make way. Tara Hegarty and Catherine Boyle are the two. So Donegal looking to build up another attack, get a little bit of momentum going, carry them into their final round game against Mayo. Long ball forward from Niamh McLaughlin. Niamh McLaughlin now, Jen Wheelahan with a chance. She had one shot on goal, didn't execute it really well. Ball inside towards Karen Guthrie. Karen Guthrie, there's an advantage being played here and the ball has gone backwards, so the referee says no, there's no advantage to be accrued there and we're going to go back again. And it's going to be a free, and it's going to be a right-footed free, so you'd imagine right-footed free will be Suzanne White as she will attempt to put over her 5th point of the afternoon. So Suzanne White hoists up the kick, but she too is pushed that wide of the target. Just a 4th wide for Donegal, but that one was definitely scoreable. but it just got away from her in the breeze. She put it up very high as the kick out, looking for Ciara Blundell, but there's heavy traffic out there on that side, and Blundell does well to win the free. I'm not sure if that counts as a legal free. She dropped it on the ground and kicked it as it bounced up, but one or another, Declan O'Carrollin says it's okay, and that's all that matters here. Sarah Dillon chips that ball down. Lovely pass. Lovely measured pass from Dillon into Anna Jones. Anna Jones looking to connect with Chloe Smullen. They just haven't been able to get the ball into the hands of Smullen inside close to goal yet. It looks like this has gone out for a 45. But they really want to get Smullen into the game. She's a proven goal scorer. Delightful left foot on her, would be well able to pick out a finish if she gets the opportunity, and I've no doubt that's what Michael Finneran is looking for here by bringing her into the game. Of course, largely Roscommon sideline here for Westmeath this year. Michael Finneran came across. He's brought with him Marie Kelly, he's brought with him Gary Wynn, and he's brought with him Shane Monaghan, all of which were involved with Roscommon last year. As that shot comes in, it was a first chance for Chloe Smullen, but she probably had a little bit more time on the ball than she thought as she snatched at it there and didn't get a good contact on it and pushed it wide of the target. That's a lovely kick out right into Nicole McLaughlin. Gives her plenty of time to gather and carry that ball forward. Set up another attack. Nicole McLaughlin fires it forward, but easily gathered in the back line there by Malek Fagan. So now Westmeath try and work the ball out. Westmeath have enjoyed plenty of possession in this game. Fagan now feeds the ball forward to Clara Thornton. Thornton looking for Anya Gaynor. Anya Gaynor has again done really well with two players around her. Well done by Gaynor. Ball across to Ciara Blundell. Blundell now, chance here. Anna Jones looks to carry the ball forward. Jones looks to put on the afterburners. Right-footed shot. What a goal by Anna Jones! What a finish into the roof of the net. Absolutely splendid finish. And we have a game on here at St. Lomans. 2 goals and 7 to Donegal. 2 goals and 6 to Westmeath. What a breakout. And there were so many good parts of that move. Melek Fagan, good hands. Anya Gaynor had a huge part in that as she worked the ball out. Really good work from Anya Gaynor. Kept that move going. Blundell across to Jones. And Jones absolutely backed herself. Ran at 2 different defenders. Said, I'm having this. We need something to get us back into this game. And that's exactly what they got. Rather sloppy pull of the jersey there from Sarah Dillon. And there's a few frustrated shouts coming from the Donegal sideline there. This was a game that they probably would have felt at 5 points up, a hurricane at their backs. They would have been well in control of this game, but they just haven't fired at all. Obviously, look, Donegal without Geraldine McLaughlin is a very, very different team to Donegal with Geraldine McLaughlin. But even so, there's, you know, if you're going to contend for an All-Ireland, you might have a superstar in the left corner, but you need something to go with it. And the rest of the team just hasn't misfired, and that's another ball given away. Jen Whelan easily hoovered up by Malek Fagan. Karen Hegarty now carries the ball out under a little bit of pressure, dragged to the ground by Karen Guthrie. Westmeath look to keep it going. Ciara Blundell, they smell blood in the water here. They trail by just a single point. Anna Jones again, her confidence must be sky high after that goal. Looking for Ciara Smullen, or Chloe Smullen, trying to bring her into the game. Doesn't quite get there. Donegal pick up the possession, work it out here. Blonard McLaughlin now feeds that ball inside. McLaughlin has been harder to identify what her role is in this half. She's dropping deep, but she's not really getting on much ball. Niamh McLaughlin now. Niamh McLaughlin, as she has done all afternoon, gobbles up the yardage. Comes inside the Westmeath 45-metre line. That's a high, sloppy tackle from Clara Thornton. And she'll have to be careful now because it's the kind of tackle. I don't suspect there'll be a card for it, but she'll have to be careful all the same because it's not a million miles away from it. They always say a tackle between a yellow and a red card. Those lads at home, they refer to it as an orange card tackle. What do you call a tackle that's halfway between a foul and a yellow card? That's to say, answers on a postcard, please, and all that. As Cody Walsh comes into the team. Cody Walsh comes in, and it looks like it could be... No, Suzanne White is just coming out to the wing here. So there's 2 Westmeath. No, it is Suzanne White who's going to make way. It is Suzanne White who's going to make way as Westmeath send in Casey Gagan. Casey Gagan replaces Clara Thornton. And there's another substitute as well, Mia MacDonald. Mia MacDonald is coming into the side and replacing Karen Hegarty. Karen Hegarty, of course, had been reduced to the role of impact. Well, I don't like to say reduced. It's a modern panel game and all that, but Karen Hegarty really was more of an impact sub last year. She was coming on now. She was making a fair impact. That aforementioned relegation game, of course, was a huge game for Westmeath. That relegation final against Tipperary. She came off the bench to score a crucial goal in that game. As there's another free coming in for Donegal here. As Nicole McLaughlin with a powerful run, and she was just dragged down. So yeah, Karen Hegarty would have been a substitute last year, but has had to take on a starting role with some of the more senior players missing this time round. And I'm waiting to see, is this a yellow card coming? It looks like it is, and that's going to be absolutely crucial. That's a yellow card for Tracy Dillon. It has to be said that it's it was a sloppy high tackle, and it certainly didn't. But again, look, you're chasing a game, you're a point down. She probably felt she needed to do something, but that wasn't what was needed, and that could be significant. Westmeath have lost their captain for the last few minutes of this game. As Karen Guthrie strokes the free through the posts and pushes the lead out to 2 points. So, 2 goals and 8 to 2 goals and 6. Can Donegal or can Westmeath find something to try and snooker it? It looks like, I don't know if you've been tuned into any of the colleges games that have been on TV, or indeed any of the matches, even the club finals. Local journalist here, Will O'Callaghan, reported at one stage, it almost feels disappointing these days when you watch a game and there isn't a last minute goal to turn it around. Now I know some of the fare last night, or over this weekend, wasn't like that. Very big win for Donegal, or Dublin yesterday I should say, over Cork. Surprisingly one-sided win, as Westmeath go for one last throw of the dice, and they bring on Shannon Mulvihill, another member of that Moat Community School team. So Shannon Mulvihill comes on, and she replaces Sarah Dillon, who of course had an excellent afternoon, kicking 3 points, 3 excellent points in difficult conditions. So 2-8 to 2-6, Donegal in possession. Niamh McLaughlin now takes the ball in, feeds it back inside towards Niamh Boyle. You'd have said coming into this game Westmeath would have been delighted with a strong performance, but now that they're here and there's a couple of minutes to go and they're just 2 points behind, they probably feel they'd like to get a little bit more out of it. Jen Wheelahan looks to hoist in that kick. It's close, it couldn't be any closer. It was off the post, but it's off the post and wide. So still 2-8 to 2-6. Can Westmeath find something? To be honest, they need to get the ball out of their back line before they do anything else. Shannon Lyons surveys her options. It's so congested. She's just going to have to put her boot through it here. She does put her boot through it. Roisin Rogers gets down and wins it. Rogers feeds the ball into Blanad McLaughlin. Blanad McLaughlin gets it inside. First touch for Cody Walsh. Cody Walsh, very small player, gets it across to Karen Guthrie. Guthrie looking for Nicole McLaughlin. Ball hits the deck, and Westmeath have it, or they have it at the second attempt. Westmeath defender did not appreciate that tackle from Karen Guthrie. Karen went in to apologise, and the Westmeath player was having none of it. Ball, hand pass coming out here. Oh, it's gone astray. Roisin Rogers comes in to pick it up. Rogers feeds that ball back inside. Jen Wheelahan now. Wheelahan, the hand pass across the goal. Niamh McLaughlin hasn't got on the score sheet this afternoon. Actually, as I look at it, I think there's really only the 2 players have got on the score sheet this afternoon. I'll have to confirm that, but it looks to me like Suzanne White and Karen Guthrie are the only ones. 2-4 for Guthrie, 4 points for White this afternoon. Now Amy Boyle-Carr carries the ball on. Plenty of Westmeath tacklers around there. Mia MacDonald tries to get a hand in. Ball floated across. Fiona Coyle can't quite get to it, but Anya Gaynor's back there. Anya Gaynor hoovers it up. Well done by Anna Jones, breaks the tackle. Anna Jones tries to get the quick free away, and Niamh McLaughlin is having none of it. Niamh McLaughlin makes sure to block her down. So, Anna Jones just goes short. Ciara Blundell is there beside her. Blundell takes it on now. Plenty of Westmeath players flooding forward. Support run. She has Lucy Power on her shoulder. Oh, that's a poor pass from Blundell. Karen Guthrie picks it up. Now there's a chance for a breakaway move. Jen Wheelahan carries it forward. Wheelahan looks to carry it in. Amy Alford squares her up, tries to push her wide. Wheelahan breaks through the tackle. Wheelahan, there wasn't an awful lot in that, I'd say, but one way or another, Wheelahan wins the free, and it's out on the right hand side. It would have been a free, that would have been Suzanne White country, but not sure who's likely to take it on here. Wheelahan is standing over it herself. I see Roisin Rogers on the scene as well. It doesn't look like anyone is kind of biting the hand off. There's a general sense of reluctance there. Wheelahan probably could do with this for her confidence. She's had 2 shots so far, hasn't found the target with either of them. One was a weak effort, one was a good strike that ended up clipping the post. This one comes in, and that's much more like it, and that's a good score. That's a good score there from Wheelahan. And I've just realised now that I was reading the wrong sheet, and that's actually Katie Heron. My apologies for that. So, I was on the wrong side. So Katie Heron chips over that free, and that could be a crucial score now as that pushes it out even further. 2-9 to 2-6. You get the sense now at this stage, Donegal really need a goal to salvage this. Ball worked inside now. Well done, Heron with another chance, and Heron puts that between the posts. Lovely finish there by the Glenfin player, and it's 2-10 to 2-6, and you get the sense that much like the rest of Ireland, have Donegal weathered the storm here a little bit. So Shannon Lyons now with the kick out. Definitely Westmeath need to try and pull something out of the fire, and with one player down on the field due to that yellow card for their captain Tracy Dillon, they have it all to do here. Ball has gone out onto the terrace as Donegal try and build up another attack. They've just about weathered the storm here. That couple of late points from Katie Heron, probably enough to see them home. They now lead by 4. Nicole McLaughlin has had a very, very busy afternoon. Gets the ball across to Karen Guthrie. Saskia Boyle now looks to take possession. Boyle chose not to shoot, instead goes into the corner. It's very, very tight. Blonde McLaughlin wins possession. Boyle back outside towards Rogers. They're not going to take any rash shots here. Niamh McLaughlin hoists that one up. It's a good looking kick. It's very close. I think she's got it. She has got it. A real captain score. 45 metres out, I'd say, by the time you take into account the angle. But that just shows what the wind gives you. And suddenly Donegal have undone the concession of that goal. And that is the final score here. They were pushed to the wire. This is a new and inexperienced Westmeath team with a lot of new players on board. But I'll tell you, they've really put it up to Donegal here this afternoon. At half-time, you would have said they had brought themselves back into a trailing by just 2 points. But they did really well. Great defensive work in the third quarter. But Donegal's experience in the final quarter just made all the difference. They tacked on the last 4 points of the game to make it 2-11 to 2-6 final score. A much improved performance from Westmeath based on last week. Donegal will say that, okay, we've had good patches, we've had poor patches. They showed the experience where they needed it. They picked up the win. But they'll feel that certainly for the level of what they want to achieve, they might say that they want to improve on this performance, and certainly they'll feel they'll have to improve on this performance if they're going to take something out of their out of their game against Mayo next week. Final score here, I'd like to say a final thank you to N-Tray Streaming, to Lidl for sponsoring the Ladies National Football League, and to all of you for tuning in. Final score here at St. Loman's GA Park in Westmeath is Donegal 2 goals and 11 points, Westmeath 2 goals and 6 points.